Welcome back to 843 TV. Joining us now are two athletic directors, Coach Reggie Fields, athletic director at Bluffton High School, and Coach Brett Macy, athletic director at the new May River High School. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome. Thank you.
Nice to have you both together this morning. Now, it's been a transition year in Bluffton with the addition of the second high school at May River. Also in your roles personally, as Brett's your first year as an athletic director, Reggie, your first year here in Bluffton. So let's talk about some things, how it's been going. Brett, we'll start with you. As you were hired for May River and you had the responsibility of getting your coaching staff lined up, tell us what your criteria was.
Well, it was a big task. Obviously, we had to hire everyone, but we wanted guys or girls who could build a program and wanted to build a program. They had to start everything from scratch. So that was important. We wanted coaches to look out for the best interests of the kids, work them hard on and off the field, in the classroom, within our community. So really those were the two main things. Obviously each sport had something different, but you know, being a program builder and looking out for the best interests of our kids were the two main factors.
So you quite an important role to fill in your situation. So Reggie, it's your first year not only here at Bluffton, but also in a new state, coming from North Carolina. How are things going with you?
I think they're going pretty well down here in the Low Country. Nobody has run me off yet, but it's just been a good adjustment. You know, meeting new people, learning new concepts of how things are done in terms of eligibility, which kids are allowed to participate at the high school level. So it's been a great learning environment for me.
Had to learn some new rules as far as the high school league goes in particular.
Especially with again, the middle schoolers being able to participate in high school athletics, being able to practice on Sundays. Those kinds of things just didn't happen in North Carolina. So, but I'm really loving it because, again, we got a great staff on board that's kind of been helping me adjust to the rules and making sure that we enforce the rules the right way.
Now, certainly there's been some challenges that had to come along. Would you like to share any of those, Brett?
Well, really getting everyone up and running. You know, each sport has nothing from the beginning. You don't want to forget something. Kind of echo Coach Fields' sentiment about eligibility. We have well over 200 athletes here in the spring, and getting all of them on the eligibility list, making sure they're good to go GPA-wise and everything they need to do to be able to play sports in South Carolina. Those two have probably been the biggest challenges I've had.
What about your vision for May River student athletes?
Well, really, we're trying to create a holistic student athlete, one that does their business in the classroom, works hard, gets their assignments in on time. They're a face in the community. They're helping within our community, and then athletically, doing what they do best, and that's working hard. We don't want just good students, or we don't want just good athletes. I think at Bluffton and May River, we want to have good student athletes and holistic kids. When they go out in the community, they help our community.
Absolutely. Spring season is coming. We're wrapping up the winter. Basketball's been quite a season. We've had some interesting games between the two schools for sure. But as we look to spring, tell us about how things are lining up at May River.
Well, we're going to offer every sport that the high school league has. That goes boys and girls lacrosse, boys and girls soccer, track and field, baseball, softball, tennis, and golf. Our goals will be the same. Those coaches to lay the foundation in their first year and build off of that, and then also to make the playoffs. Knock on wood, but every sport so far has made the playoffs, and that may seem trivial, but it's an important step in the right direction and getting that experience for the young kids, in the playoffs and kind of stepping up their game once they get there.
Sure, and imagine the spirit and the team unity and the student body that it builds is really great. As far as the school spirit out there has been, from what I've seen, has been pretty cool for his first year. What about you, Reggie? How are things looking for spring?
I really love the dynamics, just like kind of what Brett was saying. All the kids know each other. The community is very small and tight, so it's just been really a marvel to watch. The competition between us and May River. Just like Brett, I had to hire a few new coaches. We got a new golf coach for our boys, Justin Robinson. We have two new lacrosse coaches. Ashley Snyder is our girls coach, and Brian Arpaio was promoted from assistant coach to head coach. Our problem over at Bluffton is actually real estate, and we're trying to make sure that we balance the practice times and all the other things that go along with spring sports, as we have like 4 different sports that are trying to vie for very small a portion of real estate over at Bluffton High School.
Because you also working with McCracken, which is right on
Absolutely.
campus, and their needs too now
Yeah,
that
they
they
have
have
no
full
fields.
sports.
They absolutely have no fields. So we have to really coordinate our efforts to make sure that people get a fair opportunity to try out and to compete.
The May River School obviously is brand new. It's beautiful. Everything's nice and shiny. What about the athletic facilities on the outside? How are those looking for spring?
They're good. Baseball and softball sit together, very similar to how Bluffton's set up. As you move closer to the building itself, the main stadium's there for soccer and lacrosse, football and track. We have a nice field house there for half times, which I know the coaches like. Our practice fields are just north of the building. We have 2 practice fields. One can be converted into a game field for soccer, so that's helped the coaches out as spring sports has started. And inside we have our gyms, weight room, and wrestling room. So the facilities are nice. I think the coaches appreciate it, and it's our job to keep them nice.
Sure, of course. Now, a big thing with the Beaufort County School District is the option for school choice. How has that affected the athletic programs? We'll start with you at May River. What have you experienced?
Well, obviously I'm learning, Reggie's learning too with the school choice as it's pretty new, and then obviously with Bluffton and May River being so close, it's become an issue. I think it's important for everyone to know that choice is not an athletic program. You can't choose to go to Bluffton to play football. You can't choose to go to May River to play soccer. It's all academic oriented. Bluffton has tremendous classes you can take. May River offers different classes, and if a kid choices into one or the other schools, then athletically the high school league can make them eligible, but it can't be an athletic decision.
Of course not, of course. Any thoughts on you?
I just have to echo what Brett said. I mean, we really have to focus on school of choice as a community learning tool for everybody to be fairly represented.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you both for sharing, and best to you in your second semester of your first year at your new roles. And so we'll stay right here, and you all stay with us, and we'll be back for more 843 TV.